include an explanation and demonstration of a proper flossing and manual toothbrushing technique. The characteristics of an effective toothbrush are that it conforms to the person's requirement in size, shape, and texture. It is easily and efficiently manipulated. It's readily cleaned and aerated and waterproof. It's durable and inexpensive. It's soft and flexible when it comes to the bristles, and strong and rigid when it comes to the handle. The steps to flossing involve location, insertion, and cleaning strokes. Most methods of manual toothbrushing have to do with the position and motion of the brush. These methods include SULCULAR bath method, modified Stillman, charters, rolling stroke, and historical methods. For the purpose of this video, however, we will be explaining and demonstrating the widely effective method called the bath method. The bath method, also known as the SULCULAR brushing method, has to do with removing plaque next to and under the gums. This method is useful for people with gaps, dentures, or partial dentures, and people who had periodontal surgery. With SULCULAR brushing, the filament tips, aka the tips of the hairs on the brush, are directed into the gingival sulcus at about a 45-degree angle. When it comes down to the strokes, press lightly so the tip of the brush hairs enter the gum sulcus and gaps. Don't bend too hard because that can cause too much pressure. Vibrate the brush back and forth with very short strokes. Do that at least 10 times and move to the next group of 2 to 3 teeth. Use the overlapping placement like so when moving on. And when brushing the front teeth, hold the brush the narrow way, like so, and roll. When flossing, hold 12 to 15 inches of floss and tie it into a circle. When doing the upper arch, make sure to direct the floss upward by holding the floss over 2 thumbs or a thumb and an index finger, as shown here in the video. When doing the lower arch, direct the floss down and use 2 index fingers. When working the floss in between the teeth, do so in a slow sawing motion. Avoid snapping. Curve the floss around the tooth in a C shape. Press the floss firmly against the tooth. Move gently below the gums in an up and down motion. Begin flossing at the distal surface of the most posterior tooth. When you reach the end of the loop, you'll know because of the knot. Precautionary measures that should be taken into consideration when flossing and brushing are: don't snap when flossing. Don't add too much pressure when brushing or flossing. Don't use extremely long pieces of floss. Don't use the same portion of floss over and over again. Also, it is best to floss before brushing because the fluoride can better reach the areas that were otherwise blocked with plaque. Flossing is important because it removes biofilm in hard to reach places and reduces bleeding. Brushing is important because it prevents diseases and increases oral health. So remember to brush twice a day and use floss as an additional aid. You'll be satisfied with the results.